Hello everyone, today in this video I am going to deal with the first poem of Flamingo of class 12th. The title of the poem is My Mother at 66, written by Kamla Das. Before I proceed to the text, I would like to introduce you to the poet. Kamla Das was born in Malabar, Kerala. She is recognized as one of India's foremost poets. Her works are known for their originality, versatility, and the ingenious flavor of the soil. Kamla Das has published many novels and short stories in English and Malayalam under the name Madhvi Kuti. Some of her works in English include the novel Alphabet of Lust, a collection of short stories, Padmavati, The Harlot, and other stories. In addition to 5 books of poetry, she is a sensitive writer who captures the complex subtleties of human relationship in lyrical idiom. My Mother at 66 is an example. So this is a brief introduction of the poet of this poem, My Mother at 66, and as an introduction we come to know that she has written a lot about human relationships. Here in this poem, My Mother at 66, she has also written about the same thing, that is about the human relationship. She has here in this poem highlighted the relationship of a daughter and her mother. The daughter, she is not living with her mother and she has paid visit to her aging mother who is 66 years old, and while returning back to her place, her mother is with her and both of them is heading toward Cochin airport. So while her mother is sitting beside her in the car, her mother is dodging, and in the meanwhile the narrator says looking at her, and when she looks at her she feels pain in her heart. She can see her mother suffering from illness, the illness which comes with ages. And through this poem, she is expressing her concern, her fear, and the pain which she has felt when she saw her mother sitting beside her in the car. Apart from human relationship, apart from the relationship of a daughter and a mother, Kamla Das has also highlighted the inevitable truth of aging. It's a natural process, it can't be avoided. So let's see how beautifully she has penned it down in the form of poem, that is My Mother at 66. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me, dodge, open-mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain that she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away. So the narrator, the poet, she is returning from her parents' home. She has been paying a visit to her parents, to her aging mother who is 66 years old. And now she is going to Cochin airport to take a flight, and her mother is sitting beside her in the car. While her mother was sitting beside her, her mother, as she is grown up, she is old, she is 66 years old. She is dodging with mouth open, which we have might seen in the old people. And dodge here refers to sleep lightly. All these are the sign of old age, the age of the ailments which comes with ages. The old lady, she was dodging, sitting beside her daughter in the car. And here the poet, she has compared her face like that of a corpse. Corpse, it means the dead body. She has compared her mother to that dead body. She has used simile over here. Her like has been used to compare the face of her mother and that of a corpse. So she says that while looking at her face, she realized something, and that realization was full of pain. What she realized? She realized that her mother has really grown old, and this realization gave her pain, and Not only that, very soon even she realized that maybe that very soon she will leave this world. She will be no longer. And that's why here she has compared her mother to a corpse. Corpse is a dead body. So it means that her mother, she has become physically crippled. Perhaps she is like a lifeless body, and therefore she has compared her with a corpse. Her face ashen. Ashen it means very pale, without color because of illness. So it may be that due to dotage age, due to old age, she is suffering from several diseases, several ailments, and due to which the poet has realized that it may be that she will leave this world very soon. But as she is her mother, she don't want to think like that. Although it's a harsh reality, it's the way of life, but a child never likes or never wants to think like this for their parents. But anyhow, it was a reality, and therefore it abruptly came to her mind. And she was pained, she was grieved to think all this thing. And therefore, in order to dissuade herself, in order to distract herself, or in order to change her mind, what she did, she looked out at young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling out of their homes. But after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her, vain, pale. So here she says she doesn't want to think, or she does not like to bring all those paining thoughts in her heart, in her mind. Therefore, what she did? She looked out. She looked at that young trees sprinting. What is sprinting? Sprinting, that is a sprint. It's a short, fast race. The merry children are spilling out of their homes. So trees is sprinting. Sprinting is race. It's a fast run. Here she does not want to say that the trees were running. But as you might have studied in motion chapter, or even you might have experienced while traveling. While traveling, you might have noticed that the trees around the road seems to be moving in the backward direction, in the opposite direction at a great speed. So this is what she is saying. The trees is sprinting. It was running. It seems to her that it is running in the opposite direction. The merry children is spilling. Merry here, the happy. The children were quite happy. They were very much happy. And childhood is the age which is signified with energy, happiness, enthusiasm. So the children, they were spilling out from their home. What is a spilling? A spilling is to come out of place suddenly and go in different direction. So the children, they were full of energy, they were excited, they were coming out of their home, they were running in different direction, they were playing. So here, the poet, she has brought a contrast and a comparison between the two age. That is the old age and the childhood. In the first one, in the previous part, we have seen that the author's mother, that the poet mother, she was sitting in the car beside her, but it seems that not her mother but a dead body, a lifeless body, a lifeless object is sitting beside her. She was dodging, she was feeling like lifeless, she was sleeping with mouth open, and her face seems that she is no more in this world. And in this part, she has talked about the childhood, the age which is full of life, which is full of energy. So here she has compared these two ages, which is just totally opposite to each other. So now she says that she is at airport, she has reached the airport, but after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her. So now finally she has reached at airport and she is standing at security check, and her mother is standing at a few yard, it means at a few distance. Yard is the unit of measurement of distance. So her mother is standing away from her, and the poet is standing at security check, And standing there, she is continuously looking at her. Why she is continuously looking at her? Because she is going to separate from her, and not only that, she had even a fear in her heart, as she don't know what future has in store for her. It may be that her mother will be no longer in this world. It may be that she will lose her mother, or it may be that it was her last meeting with her mother. So there was a sense of fearness in her heart. She was anxious, she was concerned about her mother, and therefore she is looking continuously at her. And she says that she is looking at her wan, pale. Wan is colorless, as late winter's moon. Felt that old similar ache, my childhood's fear. But all I said was, see you soon, Amma. All I did was smile and smile and smile. So again she has compared the face of her mother to that of a late winter's moon. So during winter season, the moon appears pale. It doesn't seem as bright as it looks during the summer season. So she is continuously looking at her face, and while she was looking at her, she realized she felt that similar ache, that similar pain. And she says that that pain was a familiar one. Why it was familiar and how it was familiar? Because she had the similar pain while she was a child. So she says that the same fear which she had in her heart, which she had felt during her childhood, the same fear came in her heart. And what was that fear? The fear of losing her mother. As a child, sometimes it comes to the child mind that what will happen to me if I will lose my mother? I will be no one. There will be no one to look after me. So the same fear came to her heart, and therefore she says that similar ache, because she has been already familiar with that pain, because she has faced it as a child. But she could not say anything. She was helpless. Why she was helpless? Because it's a law of nature. She can't defy it. Therefore she is speechless. She just want to look at her continuously. She want to look at her as much as she could. And standing there at the security check, she just said, see you soon. See you soon, Amma. So again, this statement is full of optimistic thoughts. She is quite optimistic that it may be that she will be able to see her again, and she wishes that she would be able to see her again. But even she don't know what is going to happen next, and therefore she was fearful. She had that fear in her mind, in her heart, but she was not able to show her fear. And in order to hide it, what she did? She smiled and smiled and smiled. She don't have any other options. So the poet, she was grieved. She was concerned about her mother. She has grown old, and her condition shows that it may be that she will leave this world at any time. Therefore she was grieved, and due to which that fear of loss has come up in her heart and mind. But that can't be altered, because it's a law of nature and we can't defy it. So here she has used the word smile and smile and smile again and again. She has used it 3 times. It's a literary device, that is repetition. And in the poem we can see that the whole poem is in single sentence punctuated by comma. It indicates a single thread of thought interspersed with observation of the real world around, and the way these are connected to the main idea. So the whole poem, it's a one line punctuated by comma. She has expressed her concern in a single line. Why? Because the idea throughout the poem is only one, that is the concern toward her mother. So therefore, to show the continuity and the spontaneity of the thought, the poet has written this poem in a single line. So this is all about this poem. See you in the next video.